Hey, ladies, how are you, beautiful ones? Happy International Women's Day to every single one of you in Business Women Rising Above. Now, we don't want an echo. There we go. We can turn that down. Okay, now, oh, goodness, everything's falling apart. Now I can see your comments. I'm going to say it again, ladies. Happy International Women's Day to each and every single one of you in this group. I love today because it is a day for us all to celebrate our achievements in every single area of our lives as powerful, strong women and humans, not just women. Like, it is International Women's Day, but you know, we are powerful, we are strong. Good morning, beautiful Parme. And I love to use International Women's Day as a day to celebrate myself and to celebrate each and every single one of you as well. So I want to say to all of you out there today who have achieved great things, and I have absolutely no doubt that every single one of you has achieved great things, right? That you are not only achieving them today, right? That you are doing this on a daily basis. And yes, while today is absolutely a day of celebrating, I actually believe that this is something that we should be doing every day. We should be celebrating ourselves every day. So thank you, beautiful Parma. Yes, happy International Women's Day to every single one of you. So what I would love you to do, if you're watching the replay, pop hashtag replay in the chat, and I would love you to share with me something that you are celebrating as a strong, powerful woman today, whether it's in business, whether it is in life, if it's a different aspect of your life. I would love you to share it with me. Let's all celebrate and share the love together. This is what today is all about. I got to tell you, I am celebrating today the birth of a dream, right? And something that has literally, for me, this year become a reality is a dream that I have had for over 20 years now. And that is the birth of my Heart and Soul Business Academy. It was something which I am beyond proud of to have now, as I said, made this a reality. This is something that this dream came about 20 years ago when I became a single mum. And I was wondering, like, how on earth I was going to get the income coming into our household to be able to raise my children as a single mum. And so this dream was birthed back then. It's like, okay, and I started my own business, and I always thought, okay, there's got to be some way that I can help ladies in a similar situation. And so now here it is, 20 years later, 20 years, the Heart and Soul Business Academy has been born. So that's what I'm celebrating today. And, you know, and this is it. That's exactly what it is all about. It is helping ladies to start businesses from scratch or build and grow businesses that they have already started in their own confidence and using organic marketing methods. So I'm really proud. So as I said, I'm sure that there are so many of you out there today with similar stories, and I'd love to hear them. Like, share it in the chat. What are you celebrating? Something amazing that you have done in your life today. Let us know. Let us know. Let's celebrate International Women's Day together, ladies. All right. It's cool. I'm very excited. In case you can't tell, I love today. All right. Now, I also love coming on every single Tuesday to share with you some business growth insights, which is our weekly training. So let's do that right now, shall we? Let me just set everything up in the background. Okay. Hoping that I'm sharing the right screen. I always get a little bit nervous when I've got dual screens. I always get a little bit nervous that I'm going to accidentally share the wrong screen. And there it is. I'm sharing the right one. Yay. Okay. So today, ladies, this training is all about learning why you might not be getting enough or learning enough from webinars and worksheets. Okay, so it kind of follows on from the training that we did last week, which was all about shiny object syndrome. and how we often like follow the bouncing balls of the latest trend, the latest fad, or the latest freebie, right? So it's kind of following on from that, but you know, it's also about learning why you might not be getting what you expect to be getting from things like you know, webinars, worksheets, opt-ins. Another word is freebies. You know, all these things that you're attending for free, and you're not getting that deeper information. So we're going to talk about this today. I'm going to talk it through with you on two different perspectives. So first of all, we're going to look at it from the client perspective. So maybe you as a client or a potential client, someone who is the person who's downloading these opt-ins or attending these webinars. And then secondly, we're going to look at it from the business owner perspective as well. So the person who might be providing these free webinars or providing these free opt-ins. Now, as I go through this morning, this is going to make, trust me, it's going to make a lot more sense as I go through it this morning. All right. So before we go any further, let's talk about what exactly these, you know, these freebies, these opt-ins, or these webinars might be for. Okay. So as much as, you know, you can get some stuff from these sources, you absolutely can. It's really important to understand what they're actually there for. And again, from both perspectives. So from a client perspective, they're basically to learn information, right? So this is when people are downloading those free opt-ins or attending the free webinar. So from a client perspective, you are learning that they are for and to teach you the basic information, right? And I said, this is going to become much clearer as we go along this morning. They are also there to help you learn more about a particular business or a particular person who you might be following in business, or a particular aspect of your business. So if you are looking to, let's say, grow your social media, right, and you have downloaded a free opt-in, which is like, I don't know, a free social media planner, or you are attending a webinar or even a challenge, a free challenge about how to grow your social media, right? So this is where you will get the basic information on those particular topics. So from a business owner perspective, the webinars and these worksheets and these freebies are to grow followers, to get people's eyes on you. They are to collect emails and grow a database. Absolutely. Let's not sugarcoat it. That's what they're there for. But they are definitely to help you grow followers, to get people's eyes on you, right? To get yourself known in whatever field you are in. And again, it is definitely, yes, they are absolutely there to help you source clients and source customers. So that is the reason that we use webinars and worksheets and freebies and opt-ins, all right? I think for the purposes of today, we'll call them freebies, right? Instead of me saying all the different things. So how can these freebies help us? Well, if they are used correctly, they can help us in a bunch of different ways. So from a client perspective, again, we're doing two different perspectives. So of someone who is looking for the information, when you come across these freebies, they can help you actually narrow down what you need, right? You might not be aware, particularly if you're starting out in business, you might not know what you need. So by attending these freebies, by getting hold of these freebies or attending these webinars, it's going to help you narrow down the topics of what you might need to help you build and grow your business. They can definitely help you resonate with certain people that you are thinking about working with, right? So I know that I have done this several times where I have considered working with certain people I have attended webinars and either I have or I might not have resonated with that person in a certain way. So I've either made the decision to work with them or I have made the decision not to work with them, and that's fine. That's actually a really good way that you can kind of narrow out who you choose to work with and narrow down the field essentially. As I said, they can also definitely help you learn basic information. And I think this is probably the most important thing of all of these from a client perspective, is that these freebies give you basically a risk-free experience, because you're not spending any money at this stage to get any information, right? The only thing that you are getting is you are spending a little bit of time to try and either read what you're downloading or attending a free webinar. So it's a little bit of time, it's not costing you any money, but you're probably learning little tidbits that you can absolutely take away and implement into your business, like we do here in these morning trainings. And so it's risk-free, right? It's like, okay, so I'll go and I'll suss them out, and either I do resonate with them or I don't. And then you make the choice on whether you're going to continue further, right? So that's, again, from the client perspective. Then we go to the business perspective. So these freebies, as a business owner, can help us foster relationships and grow true connections with our audience, right? This is what, and again, not to sugarcoat it, this is what I love. This is what I love about these Tuesday morning trainings, is that I get to come here and I get to teach you ladies some information, right? And it helps me and it helps you, I hope, foster a relationship with me, get to know me a little bit better. And in that aspect, they help us be seen as the expert in our field, right? If we do it correctly, we can position ourselves so that we can certainly be seen as the expert in our field. And this is something that I say to my Heart and Soul Business Academy girls all the time. Position yourself so that you are seen as the expert in your field. And again, they are absolutely for sourcing clients and sourcing customers, right? That's how, from a business perspective, these freebies can actually help us. So let's have a look. Let's go a little bit deeper now. You might have seen this before, right? And let's have a look about where these particular versions of freebies might come in a sales funnel. So this is a really, really basic version of a sales funnel, right? So at the top, we're doing the what, the why, in the middle, the what, at the bottom, the how. And I'm going to go through them all now. And let me say that in the Heart and Soul Business Academy, we go through this sales funnel. Like, this is the tip of the iceberg. We go into this extensively. And what I love to do in the academy actually is speak to each individual client and go through their sales funnel with them individually to set up their sales funnel so it works best for their particular business model. And it's something that I love to do actually. But here's the basic idea of how it works just for today. So up the top, right, the why. This is where you are speaking to your really broader audience. So this is all your free social media. This is, if you have an email list, where you will be talking to your email list. These are the people who follow you, right? And this is the main area where you will start to get yourself seen, right? And start to have the right people follow you, and you start to resonate with the right people, with your audience, right? And this is where you will share your why, or a bunch of your whys. So the why that you are sharing is maybe why you do what you do, or why you sell what you sell. Your why could be why your story led you into doing what you're doing. You hear me, girls, you hear me come on here on a weekly basis and share a little bit about my story every week about why I got into the business. I've shared a little bit about it this morning. Like, that part of the reason I'm doing what I'm doing is because of a 20-year-old plus dream, right? And also you're sharing with them why it's a good thing that they work with you. So this is the why, right? And up the top here with the why, this is where everything that you do is free. This is where you will be providing your free worksheets, your free downloads, your free opt-ins, right? And free short trainings, just like this one I'm doing now. I actually have an opt-in that people can get, which is a free meditation, right? A free meditation on confidence. If you want a copy of that, let me know in the chat and we'll certainly get it to you. So up the top, when you're sharing your why, every single thing you are doing up there is for free, right? And you're not sharing any in-depth knowledge. You are sharing the basic stuff, right? So from a client perspective, when you are following people on social media, when you're downloading these free opt-ins, you're just getting the why, right? From a business perspective, you're just giving the why. Then we go to the what, right? Now, this is in the middle of the sales funnel. So this is where we get a little bit more in depth. And so you've got people's attention. By now, they might be coming to your webinars or your 5-day challenges or your sales calls, or they might be visiting your website, whatever business model that you have. So this is where you are letting them know what you can do to be able to help them. This is what they need to be able to get the results that they're after in their business, right? And what they need to do to maybe, if they're resonating with you enough at this stage, to be able to take those next steps to be able to work with you, right? Or as a client, you might be looking to take those next steps to work with someone else. Can you see what I mean? So again, we might, be attending all these webinars and these free webinars, and you're just thinking, well, why aren't people giving me the information that I can actually take away and put into my business at free webinars? Because they're not giving you the in-depth knowledge. They're letting you know what you need to be able to learn, right? So I hold a webinar. And I hold one every 3 weeks. I've got one next week, by the way. I hold one every 3 weeks. But what I do is I let the ladies who come to the webinar, I let them know all about what I do. I let them know what I teach. And then I let them know what they need to do if they choose to work with me further, right? So I'm giving them a little bit of my knowledge, but not a whole heap. Because the how down the bottom of the funnel, this is where people will get the in-depth knowledge. This is for the paid products or the paid services, right? So the how for me down the bottom is my Heart and Soul Business Academy. My girls learn extensively how to build and grow their businesses. They learn how to use organic marketing, right? I teach them how to go through, and someone's trying to ring me, I'm just going to decline. I teach them how to go through their sales funnel and build one for themselves. And then we talk about each different level, each different step in their sales funnel. And again, we talk about it in depth. But I don't provide that information until people come into the Heart and Soul Business Academy. And this isn't just me. You will find this all the way through business. So something, that has frustrated me in the past is when I have gone to download the free worksheets, and honestly, I've just thought that I could do it all myself. And I got frustrated because I wasn't getting the information that I needed from those free downloads, also from the free webinars. Once I learned this model, it was like, oh, now I get it. Now I understand what it's all about. So remember, so the why up the top is where you are providing all your free stuff, or where you're getting all your free stuff, which is basically social media and most likely email lists. The what is where you are letting them know what you do, how you can help these people, or where you're learning how people can help you. And the how is the paid products or services there, where you will get the absolutely in-depth, really good knowledge. Mistakes we make. I love, in a weird way, to share about the mistakes that I have made in business, because I've got to tell you, girls, I have made them all. I'm not ashamed to say that I have made probably every single mistake in the book, and I'm probably going to make more. And I'm cool with that, because what I have learned is that I learn from every single one of them. And so the reason I want to come and share with you about mistakes that I've made, that you probably will make if you haven't made them already, is because I want to maybe save you some heartache and, let you know that if you've made the mistakes, you're not the only one. We all make them. So mistakes that we all make. We believe that we can learn everything that we need to learn from the why and the what. And again, like I just said, I used to download a heap of freebies, and I used to attend a heap of free webinars, some of them in the middle of the night. And I used to get really frustrated because I wasn't learning what I needed to learn in business. So this is something that I literally thought to myself. I thought, you know what? I'm not going to pay anyone. I can just learn it all myself for free. That was something I actually said to myself on a regular basis. And so it was a mistake I made, because I didn't actually learn anything, and nothing happened in my business until I made the decision to learn the how, right? But I had to find the right person to work with, and I did, and I've learned so much. And also another mistake we make from the client perspective is that we think that we can do it all ourselves, is that we think that, we can do it alone. I don't need support. Something else I used to say to myself was, people are telling me I need a business coach. That's crap. I don't. I can do it myself. Literally, that was what I was saying to myself. And again, it wasn't until I attended a free workshop with my business coach, Francesca Moy. And, I went to that workshop with the intent of just learning some free information. And here's how the webinars can work for you from a business perspective, is that I resonated with this lady from almost the moment she started talking. And I just went, I've got to work with this chick. And so in that moment, I kind of overcame that thought pattern and that mistake of thinking that I didn't need support and I could do it all alone. And I hired her as my coach. It was the best thing I ever did. And so that's when my business started to move forward, right? So that's from a client perspective. Mistakes we make from a business perspective, and I've done these too, is that we don't provide enough of the why or the what. Right? So we're so busy concentrating on bringing in our paid clients, and that's what we want, that we forget that we need to do a lot of the free stuff up the top, right? We don't do enough social media. We don't do enough free calls, or we don't do enough webinars or challenges, or whatever your business model is, because we just want people to come in and pay us money. But if you look at that sales funnel, to be able to get people to come and pay us money, we actually need to continuously do that why and do that what, to be able to have people come down and, so we can give them the how as paid clients or paid customers, right? So we get frustrated. We don't provide enough of the why or the what. Also, a mistake that I have made in the past is that we begin resenting all the free stuff that we're expected to do. And when we start to have that resentment because we're doing, and like it, this is how I used to think. I'm doing all this free stuff and I'm not getting any results. It's not fair. Excuse me a minute. So that was literally how I used to think. And what happens here, and what I see a lot of the time, is that from a business perspective, when we do resent going out there and doing all the free stuff, it actually unintentionally of some subconsciously comes across in our marketing, right? Whether you're doing a free training like this, or even whether you're just doing your social media posts, it can come across is that you have this resentment of doing all this stuff for free. And I used to, I wouldn't say I had resentment, but I actively avoided doing free trainings every week, such as this, because I was scared of giving away too much information. And I just wanted the paid clients, right? I didn't want to have to spend my time doing stuff for free. However, since putting these trainings into action, I said to my assistant this morning, I said, I love Tuesdays. Tuesdays is training day. Tuesdays is my absolute favorite day because I get to come on here every Tuesday morning. I do half an hour training with you ladies. And then I go and talk to my heart and soul girls. So I do a bit of the why, and then I do a bit of the how, right? So I love Tuesday. So I no longer resent my coming on and doing, or I no longer, I say I ever resented it, but I avoided it. I no longer avoid coming to do these trainings because they are, from the bottom of my heart, something I love to do. I could talk about this for ages in case you couldn't tell. Talk the leg off a chair sometimes. So important reminders again. Let's go through them. There's some things, these are questions. I love to give you challenging questions to ask yourself. So from a client perspective, I want you to think about these things. Why are you sourcing this free material? Why? Are you resourcing? Are you researching? Are you going to source it from a matter of research, or are you going into it like I did with the thought perspective of I'm just going to grab as much free stuff as I can and I'm going to learn what I can from that, and that's all I'm going to do? What do you need to learn the most in your business? So we all know that there are so many different aspects of business, right? But and again, this comes back to the shiny object syndrome. So what we need to figure out is what we need most of in our business at the moment. So when people come to me to talk about the Business Academy, they will most of the time come and say, I need help either with my sales funnel or to grow my social media, which is great, which is how I help people. So that is awesome. But, for me, I'm actually at the moment researching a CRM. So it's something that I definitely need in my business. If I didn't need that, it wouldn't be worth researching it at the moment. So think about right now what you need the most in your business. And do you need assistance to go deeper? If you do, this is when you need to really be targeted in the webinars or the challenges, etc., that you might attend. So target them. Don't just follow the shiny object. Target the ones, when you figure out what you need to learn the most, target those webinars and attend those webinars, right? And work out whether you resonate with the person, whether they're providing the information that you need to build and grow your business. And then think that through a little bit further on whether you will decide to work with them or not. From a business perspective, are you happy to give these resources and your time for free? Again, for me, this is a thought pattern that I have had to work through to be able to come here every Tuesday morning and provide these free trainings for you ladies. It's a thought pattern that I've had to work through to be able to now present a free podcast for people. Also to provide free opt-ins and free downloads, right? It's a mentality that I have had to work to now. I absolutely, as I said, I love coming and do these things. So think about, go into your mindset as a business owner and say, well, am I happy to give this stuff away from free? If you're not, perhaps that's something that you need to work on in your mindset. And also, how much info are you actually giving away at the top and at the middle of your funnel? So think about what you might be giving away. Are you, like I was, worried that you're giving away too much? This is a process that I've had to go through to be able to learn how much I can share at the top of my funnel, right? You will notice again that these trainings here, this is very basic information. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It's good information, but it's not by any means the in-depth information that I will share with my paying clients. Right. And same with my webinar. When you come to my webinar, you get that little bit more information of how what I do when I work with my clients, but you still won't get the in-depth information. So think about those from a business perspective as well. So ladies, if now that I hope that's a little bit clearer to you. So if you're a person who, like me, has in the past attended, had gone, what am I trying to say, downloaded many opt-ins and attended many webinars, think about what the information that you're getting, is it what you need? And think about why you might be attending them. And so if you have watched this today and you've gone, oh my God, like I need to know more about this sales funnel. I need help with my sales funnel, or I need help with my social media marketing, or even my sales process, I would love to offer you a business booster call. So in this call, right, this is the middle of my funnel. So in the business booster call, we will talk through where you're at in business right now. We'll help you get some clarity of where you're at and why you might be there at the moment. You will also receive a mini sales funnel audit. And so it's not just me going through your sales funnel, but I will actually give you some actionable tips that you can take away and implement into your business straight away that are going to help you build and grow your audience. Again, that's not the in-depth knowledge, right? But it is stuff that you can learn and take away and implement straight away. And of course, we will absolutely talk about the Heart and Soul Business Academy and whether that's for you. I would love to have the opportunity to be able to work with you. My girls at the moment, short brag, are getting some incredible results at the moment, both in all different areas of built their mindset, their confidence growth, and in their business results as well. It is, oh my God, I'm just beyond proud of what they are achieving at the moment. So if you would like to book a business call, put the word action in the chat and we will be in touch with you very shortly to make sure that we book a time for this call with you. I would love to be able to give you a little mini sales funnel audit. So my lovely ladies, I want to say once more today, we've gone, wow, 4 minutes over time. So I can talk the leg off a chair. Happy International Women's Day today. Enjoy your day. Celebrate yourself. Celebrate your successes. And again, if you want to book a business booster call, action in the chat and we'll be in touch with you. And I will see you next Tuesday. All right. Bye, ladies. See you later.